If you shop at Walmart, Ikea, or Home Depot, then you need to be well aware of what is about to happen this coming week. Because on Tuesday, we are going to see potentially a massive disruption to the economy here in the United States. Now, we've talked about this before, but there's a lot more news that is now coming out regarding a potential strike over on the East Coast ports. So today I want to break down what's happening, why it's not just the ports that are concerned, why many stores are concerned, but also truckers because of what we just learned. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So first off, I want to reference an article that was just published today. Look at this. It says, as ports strike nears, union warns that companies like Walmart, Ikea, and Home Depot will be left with few to no import options. Why? Because what we've heard before is these companies, the shipping companies, are just going to reroute the ships and deliver to the West Coast. Simple enough, right? Yeah. Or they'll just go up north and deliver to Canada. Well, look at this right here. I want to read you a few of the key points. The first one, Walmart, Home Depot, Ikea, Samsung, and LG Electronics and major automakers and auto suppliers are among the top companies importing products into the East Coast ports where ILA union members have vowed to strike as soon as October 1st. That is on Tuesday. Now, it is what is said next that you should actually be scared about. Look at this. It says some logistics experts say that importers will pursue options to divert trade to other ports. But ILA union reps tell CNBC solidarity with fellow Canadian and West Coast port union members will thwart any diverted vessel. What does that mean? Well, here's what it means. After talking to a friend of mine who does work in the ports of Los Angeles, he was saying that yes, there is discussion that if these companies try to reroute their cargo ships to the West Coast, they will actually turn them away. They will reject their shipment. So here's what could happen. These companies could divert their ships to the West Coast. And when they try to dock, the companies will tell them no. The dock workers will refuse to offload their goods. So they will have to simply sit out at sea until the negotiation is finalized, and then and only then they would offload their ship. Or they can try to find another route. The same goes for Canadian ports as well. Now, it doesn't stop there though. This is what we are learning. If cargo is diverted to the West Coast, number one, it would be rejected. Number two, there would be backlogs at the port, which would delay a lot of the products. There would be increased costs associated with moving products from the East Coast to the West Coast and then driving them across the country to get them back to the East Coast. But here's something else. Truckers are already pushing back against any such move. Truckers do not want to be tasked with receiving the items at the West Coast and taking them all the way to the East Coast. Why would you not just deliver them to the East Coast? Again, these companies, these are trying to kind of band together to ensure that the workers on the East Coast are going to get exactly what they want. And they're asking for two things. Number one, they want a 70% increase in wages over the next 6 years. The second one, and potentially one of the most important ones, is they want to ban all automation. That means no automated movers, no automated gates. Everything is pretty much done, operated, managed by the workers. There's a laborer there. Now, listen to this comment that I received. This person says, and I quote, "This possible strike on the East Coast will do more than just disrupt the ports. As a trucker, I will be out of work. I'm an owner-operator of a small 8-man fleet, and even a small 1 to 2 week shutdown will put me out of business. I have already been putting in longer hours to save for a potential shutdown, but I will only be a few days ahead by next week. Now, here's what we are already anticipating. We're already anticipating there will at least be a 2-week strike. And that, according to reports, is going to bottleneck goods clear until 2025. Meaning, a 1 to 2 week strike is going to slow things down. Truckers are going to be tasked with moving products from warehouses to stores, or from one warehouse to another. They don't have time to try to play catch up during the holiday shopping season. This is why experts believe even a 1 to 2 week shutdown is going to disrupt our supply chain into 2025. Now, here's what I think is interesting though. Right now, a lot of people are saying that no, this isn't going to impact them. It's not a big deal. And I talked about this yesterday as well and said that, fruits and vegetables, if they are sitting in a cargo container for 1 to 2 weeks, they will go bad. And if they go bad, that's just going to push us further and further behind. Grocery stores could be without fruits and vegetables for some time. Here's another thing you may not know. Cars, right? The East Coast, they get the majority of car parts. And so if the majority of car parts are being held up and now a mechanic can't fix a car, it doesn't just hurt the ports. It doesn't just hurt the carrier, the cargo company, right? It hurts truckers. It hurts the mechanics. It hurts the machine shops. It hurts, the auto parts stores, right? AutoZone, O'Reilly's, right? It's hurting all of them. But it also impacts the people. Because what are you going to do if you don't have a car? What are you going to do? You going to walk to work? You going to walk 30 minutes to work? Most people are going to say no. They need their car to get to and from work. So maybe they call in a few days. Maybe they decide they can't go into work for a little bit because they only have one car. And maybe their spouse needs it. It's an issue. But again, and I've been bringing this up for a while, and we talked about this years ago when there was the potential strike over on the West Coast as well, is this is going to disrupt many businesses. Many different businesses. I talked to a friend of mine who works down at Lowe's, and he was saying that they are a little bit concerned because of the products that they do get. What happens then? They're already seeing a slowdown in purchasing. They're hoping that the fourth quarter and holiday shopping really picks up. But there's also a threat that he may be out of a job. He's a manager at Lowe's, and he may be out of a job because they're going to have to make some cuts. They may not need multiple managers. They may, try to cut a certain percentage of their workforce. That's what we could see very soon. So all the people saying that, yeah, the strike on the East Coast, it's troubling, but it's not going to impact them. It could. This could easily impact you. And again, it would happen quick. And according to experts, this is something that would actually be a prolonged issue here in the economy. We may not get out of it until possibly 2025. So we're going to see what happens moving forward, but that is what we know as of today. Multiple companies like Walmart, Ikea, and Home Depot are potentially out of options in just a few days. So we'll see what happens. The one thing I can promise you is I will be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.